So I think with the current state of world affairs right now, the United Nations should act more like a police force throughout the world and systematically tackle international travesties and crimes accordingly. Like best utilizing resources and but tackle the longest problem, like the problem that takes the longest first, right? Like if you have a bunch of chores to do, right, and you have laundry to do, sweeping to do, and maybe dusting to do, right, and so laundry takes the longest to do, right? You put it in the machine and it takes a period of time, right? So you'd want to start that first, right? If you first came home and you had to do a bunch of chores and you had to go real fast, you had to charge your phone. The very first thing you should do is charge your phone, and always try to charge in the same location. You keep your keys in the same location, and then you never have to look for it. So you save time, right? So that can be utilized. With that analogy could be utilized with United Nations being a police force by always being in a location so you never have to look for the problem, right? Like these problematic areas where there's narco terrorism or there's human trafficking or what have you, right? Like there should be an active presence of United Nations boots on the ground in all countries. If they use portion of their current military expenditures to facilitate this for this global cooperation, because we have no chance against an alien species if we can't work together as one, right? Officially the Chinese and Americans are perceived technical adversaries, if you will, right? But how do they work well? Like we would need them to work well as a team, should aliens come, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like we would need all horses in the race to win for mankind at that point in the chariot analogy. But so definitely United Nations, like no individual country should be a police force, but the United Nations, like, so United States historically has, like, United States should protect their economic interests worldwide. Like that's granted, right? Like that's just good business and it makes sense, and that strengthens and protects American citizenry worldwide, right? That's fantastic for them, right? And all countries should do that. But those that are that aren't capable would then be able to reach out to the United Nations and be like, hey, could you help us protect our economic interests due to terrorism or crime or what have you, right? And because there's some countries that their corruption is so rampant that I personally wouldn't want to do any business there, right? So they would have to kind of redeem themselves and not be corrupt at all, right? Like corruption is terrible, right? Like it's going through because like if I had $1 trillion, just say, and I'm gonna invest it where I'm not gonna get ripped off. Doesn't that make sense? Right? So corruption rips you off, right? It's like paying a secret tax, right? Organized crime. Why would you want to pay a secret tax, right? Nobody likes taxes, but taxes do facilitate getting things done when they're done officially, right? Like you get bridges and hospitals and policing and firefighters, right? So once again, the whole theme of this video is other than how the wrinkles changed under my eyes, and this is brain computer interface. So you could go to change.org you could be a hero, and you could stop brain computer interface from being able to violate people remotely. But anyways, just having a provincial, like a police force for the world, at a United Nations level, so to be able to protect people and citizenry for stability, right? Like so because you know how many good citizens that live in a corrupt country, they go to work, they're hard working, but they don't get a fair shake at life, and they have virtually no chance because of corruption. They just don't know people, right? If you're corrupt, if you live in a corrupt society, it's who you bribe and who you know. If you don't know people, then you might as well be running backwards in life, right? Like, and who wants that, right? We need stability, and we need policing to show force, right? Like when I went to Key West in the States, you're driving on keys and little sandbars basically in the highland, in the ocean. So it's kind of scary but awesome at the same time. But Like at first you're driving, a little side though, you're driving to Key West and you're like, well, why do they have trees blocking the view of the ocean, right? And then you drive back at nighttime and you're like, oh, it's those trees that are keeping you from being blown into the ocean. It's like, oh, okay. But anyways, so in Key West, they had the police system, so they could lock down every single key in court, like and restrict criminals from being able to harm citizenry, right? So like just a systematic show of force, right? Or like in New York City, you'll see the NYPD actively patrolling high tourist areas, right? In Canada, has been doing that more, right? Like if you're not a criminal, then you don't care. You want to wave at police, right? If you're not a criminal, you want to wave at police. You're like saying, "Hey, have a great day. Thanks for protecting us, making us safe. So when most of us go to work, we don't get robbed, right? It's policing that stops us from getting robbed, right? So we do need United Nations to, with America, China, and Russia, and all the big financially, the big strong countries need to have collectively work together and to achieve a global harmony and police accordingly.